Hi guys! Today I'm making some special custom logo cupcakes. Now, I always thought that logo cakes and cupcakes were really difficult to do, but they're actually quite easy. And they can add just the right touch to make your event memorable for everyone. So let's get started. So today I decided to make my frosting first. Normally I would make it when the cupcakes are baking, but since I'm making two types of cupcakes, chocolate and vanilla, I can mix up the order I'm making everything. So I'm making my own buttercream frosting using all the basic ingredients, powdered sugar, butter, etc. And I'm adding more powdered sugar as needed to get the desired consistency, which for these cupcakes, I need a soft to medium consistency of frosting, not a stiff frosting, because we're going to be adding the logo to the top. Next, I'm making my vanilla cupcake. I've added all of my dry ingredients in one bowl and used a whisk to break up any clumps. I've done the same thing with all of my wet ingredients. Then I'm going to add my wet ingredients to my dry, and I'm going to use my hand mixer to mix it all together. Now I've got my cupcake pan lined with paper liners, and I'm using a medium-sized ice cream scoop or cookie scoop to fill each cupcake paper, and I'm only filling them about a third of the way up. Once your cupcake liners are all filled, give your pan a quick tap on the counter to bring any bubbles up to the surface, and then put them into your oven. My cupcakes will bake at 350 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. And while they're baking, I'm going to make my chocolate cupcakes. I'm doing the same exact steps as I did with my vanilla cupcake. I'm mixing my dry ingredients together and my wet ingredients together separately. Then I add them together and use my hand mixer to combine them. Once my cupcakes are out of the oven and completely cooled, I remove them from the pan and place them on my work surface. And I'm going to be using an offset spatula to frost my cupcakes. And because I'm adding a flat logo topper to the top of each cupcake, the cupcakes need to have flat tops when I frost them. And the frosting needs to be somewhat sticky so that the logos will attach themselves to the cupcake. So a slight stickiness is what you'll get when you have a soft to medium consistency frosting. Now, these are the custom logo toppers that I'm going to be adding to each cupcake. Now, if you're lucky enough to have an edible printer, which is basically a special printer that is used only for printing edible designs like these, well, then I am super jealous of you because I don't have one, and I would love one. But because I don't have one, I buy my logos online and I have them sent to me. And this is how they look when you open the package. So what I do is I place them into the freezer for about 10 minutes or so they easily release from the backing when I'm ready to place it on my cupcake. If they're warm or even room temperature, they can be easily torn when you're trying to remove the backing. So freeze them, freeze them, freeze them. It will make your life so much easier when you're trying to do this. So what I do is I frost about 3 cupcakes at a time, and then I add my topper. Peel the back off, place the topper on the cupcake, and then smooth it out with your finger. It's that easy. Then roll it in any little extra toppings like sprinkles right away. If you frost 10 cupcakes and then try to add your sprinkles or your topper to the top, it will have set out too long and gotten hard and less sticky, and your toppings or your logo won't adhere properly. Now, to frost a cupcake with a flat top, I add a blob of frosting to the very top of my cupcake, and then I start patting it down and smoothing it around. I press it out all the way to the edges of my cupcake, and then I flatten the top using my offset spatula. Then I run my spatula around the edge of the cupcake to give it a nice, clean look. I do this to about 3 cupcakes, and then I add my custom logo topper to the top, I add my sprinkles, and then I grab the next cupcake and do the same thing. If your edible toppers are getting too soft while they're sitting out on your work surface, place them back into the freezer so they harden, and only take out a few at a time. Alright, so now all of my cupcakes are completely done, and I just need to add them to their containers and then they're ready to go. Now when I add them to my containers, I always have some sort of a system based on what I've made. Either all vanilla are going to be in one box or all chocolate in the other. I alternate them, one chocolate, one vanilla. I alternate the patterns. I have some sort of system for when I'm putting them in their container. I want all of the logos or the toppings to be facing the correct way, etc. I want them to look beautiful from the moment they're received and the moment that that package is opened. Alright guys, that is it. These custom logo cupcakes are done and they are headed out the door. So thanks for watching.